welcome to knife safety at camp. So the first thing you should notice is when you sit down to do anything with your pocket knife, you need to have a safety bubble around you for knife safety. So the bubble needs to be as wide as it is so nobody else can touch you with an open knife. And that goes all the way around you, including behind you, is to make sure nobody can be accidentally hurt by your knife. Now, the next thing you need to know is just your knife in general. You need to know how it opens and closes so you can do that safely. Now, the one that I have, it has a little button on the back that you flip open and it flips open. And to close it, it has a little tab right here that you push and then it closes. Now notice after I've gotten it loose, I move all of my fingers out of the way so that I can close it safely without any fingers getting nicked. Now, I have two other types of knives here that open different ways. This one is a standard camping knife that it opens, but something you will notice is that there's not a safety button here to close it. It'll just close automatically. So you have to be careful when you close it to keep your fingers out of the way, but also if you're trying to carve something and you push down on it or use the back of the blade, it might close suddenly. So you need to make sure your fingers are always out of the way so that it won't accidentally close on you. And then this one is even a little more different. It has a little tab on the back to open it, and it has a button on the back that you need to press down and it will close, again, keeping your fingers out of the way. So those are the three main types of pocket knives you'll find, with either the side button, the back button, or no button. And each one, you need to know which one it is so you know how to be safe with it. Now, the next thing to mention with knife safety is if you ever you're carving something and you lose your grip and you drop your knife. When you drop it, you need to make sure you don't grab for it. There's a blade open. You don't want to try to grab a knife by the blade. So you just let it fall. You don't grab for it. And if you're having your good knife safety, nobody else will be in your bubble to accidentally get hurt by it falling. And it shouldn't be hurt by falling a couple feet to the ground anyway. So make sure that you do that. Now, if you have a knife out, you need to have a reason to have a knife out. Whether you want to whittle, whether you need to open something, whether you need to trim some string on your friendship bracelet, you need to have a reason to have a knife out. You never just have it out to wave it around. That's not how you use knives, and it's not a safe way to use them. So we have gathered some sticks here to demonstrate. And we'll go into actual whittling later, but for right now, some key points that if you're needing to carve something to start a fire, like getting little wood shavings, or maybe you want to cut something like some string or something, you need to know that you always cut away from yourself, never towards yourself. Because if I'm cutting towards myself and it gets caught on something and I try to pull it a little bit harder to get through, and all of a sudden it goes through it because, well, it's a knife, it cuts. It could go straight into my hand that way. And I don't want any cuts on my fingers. It's not pleasant. So I want to make sure that I always cut away from myself. Another thing that I see, especially new people do, is they might not have the hand strength yet to really do a lot of whittling all at once. So they'll put things up against their leg. That's also not very safe, because if I'm whittling like this, look at where my knife can go if it suddenly breaks through something or the wood isn't as strong as I thought it would. It's gonna slice right into my leg. So I need to keep it in between my legs. I need to keep my knife going always away from me, never towards me. And when I start cutting, I know that I'm going to be safe. Now, if I'm using a knife and somebody else asks, oh, I just remembered I need to open this package, or I need to trim this off, or you're sharing a knife, there are two things to consider while passing knives. The first is, it's always preferable to pass it closed because there's less danger of somebody accidentally getting hurt. So I'll pass it closed, I'll hand it, and then thank you. Notice that she said thank you before I let go. That means that I know she has control of that knife and that I won't drop it on accident. Now, here you go. Thank you. If you're passing something that is open, which is not advisable, But if you do, it's kind of like when you pass scissors in school. You always want to pass with the handle out first. So when I pass it, notice how A, the blade is not towards my hand, and also I'm presenting the handle. So,
Thank you.
and then I know has it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Right.
Well, thank you for joining us for knife safety.